guys the next video would be painting, but I realized there were some things that we needed to mod. These parts really aren't necessary for this. I was actually in the process of breaking him down for the paint job when I realized that there were some parts that needed to be modded ahead of time. I always call these things standard modifications, just because I do them a lot to improve SD suits. So, as you see here, we have the back from our gym, the backpack from our gym, the beam savers from the RX-782 that we saved, and the gym's gun. So let's start with the more unique one, which would be this guy here. We're going to need a few tools for this, so I'm just going to pull this drawer out and get out what we need. You need your knife and a good pair of nippers. Now these obviously are not God hands, these are my Gundam store ones, but I didn't have a case for these when I got them, and I still had a spare one of these from an old set of God hands that broke on me, so I just threw these in that one and they work fine. Works fine for that. Now, first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut one of these off right here at the base. In this case, we're actually choosing this one. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I just like that one for some reason. Okay, so now that we've got our basic cut done, the next one brings us here. We're actually going to come in really close on this side. Make sure the flat side of your nippers is facing this way, like away from where you're wanting to cut at, because we don't want to damage the rest of the kit. And you don't want to cut all the way through, you want to cut about halfway. There's actually a line. Let me see if I can show you guys the line. There's a line right there that runs through the plastics from the mold, and you can use that as a guide. Using that as a guide, you bring it on both sides and cut it as close as you can to the actual Gundam. Now from here, take your knife and be very careful, because this part's where it could get dangerous. I can't tell you how many times I've cut myself doing these. You take your knife and you just kind of run it along here. You're just trying to create a gap in the plastic, so that when you give it a little bit of a pull, it'll start to break away at it. But be careful, like I said. I just slipped a minute ago. I just saw it. Give it a pull. Still not quite there. We're actually going to try and shorten this thing a bit to give us better access. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are we cutting this off, and why did we cut that off? The reason is we're going to replace the beam saver. That would have been bad. We're going to replace the beam saver in its holster. So that way, I'm just going to try something I don't like to do like this, but it might be necessary. But replace the holster in the beam saver, so that way, when you have your SD gun holding the beam saver, there's not one in his backpack. You can actually remove this one at that point, just by taking the backpack off just a little bit, and it should just pop right off. Now, if I can ever get this thing to pop right off. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. It's going one way, not the other. Oh, there. Yep. Okay, cool. So we got it off. As you can tell, it's still a little bit messed up on the inside. Okay, so still needs a little bit of work. If you have one of these, this is a great tool to have for something like this. Also, one of these, a smaller one, we will actually need that when we do this later on. But long story short, what we're going to be doing is we're going to use this file, and we're going to run it in here to grind this out a little bit so that our blade can fit in better. Now, looking at our blade, we can see that obviously if we go the whole distance, it's going to be too much. So we only want to go probably about here on this thing. Not very far, but it should be enough. Like, I'm already getting tension just going in that far, which means that the hole we cut is probably pretty close to right. So just go into there, give it a few twists. You don't even have to go up and down. If you twist it, it'll still have the same effect. It'll still cut away the plastic, leaving only what we want behind. And every so often, just test fit, see how it's going. Like I can see I still have a long way to go here, but I can also see where the issues are. So using that knowledge, I can just kind of come in here and remove the parts that I think are problematic. And you kind of have to evaluate all of it as you go. It's one of those things where you don't know if you're right until you're like doing it. And I've done something similar to this to another Gundam before, but not on an SDCS. Definitely not on a gym. So now we just, one more time. And the reason this is going to hold into place, there's actually two reasons. Once it's in place, the reason it'll hold, there's two of them. The first one is the way this is designed. It's actually kind of designed for something like that. Plus we're trying to keep the hole fairly tight. I mean, that's pretty good right there. On top of that, on the backpack, on the back, there's these little nodules, and they don't really do anything as far as aesthetics go. They're not really there on the regular Gundam. But on this thing, they actually go up against the bottom of the beam blade and hold it into place. When the Gundam's backpack goes in place, you can see it goes right over top of one of those. Same on the other side. Well, on the other side there's a notch cut out for it. But that's what they're for. On the regular Gundam they do it too. Actually on the regular Gundam you can remove the bar in the middle of the beam sabers so that you can actually have him draw one blade and still have the beam saber thing on. Mine, the one I posted a while back on my my Facebook page, has that feature on it. That's where I got the idea to do it to this guy. So now we cleaned up the top a little bit. Gonna do one more quick pass on the inside just to smooth it out some. Okay, seems like it's good. Now, normally as far as sanding goes, that's where I stop, but I want to smooth out the top just a little bit. You can buy these at any Walmart or any place that has a beauty section. And surprisingly, you start at like number 3 on it and work your way up to, what is it, number 6? Yeah, number 6. You can get a pretty good look for your Gundam. Let's see. 4. I've had this one for a while. It'll be getting replaced really soon. I actually bought a bunch of them on Amazon for really cheap, so if you're looking to save some money, try Amazon. And then number 6. Okay, that gave me a nice smooth surface, and now we're going to just test it real quick by having this piece go in. Now it's in place, so you can see it is. And we take our backpack with the right side up, and we just slide it on. And we see how it looks. Now, that's pretty good. I mean, it'll be a lot more tight, it'll be a lot tighter once we reattach the Gundam's back to it. I would test it out, but he's in paint mode. It would be a lot tighter if that back piece was on it, but since it's not there and we're just test fitting, I mean, we can see it's going to work. So now we take it apart again, and there's a reason actually for that too. I say there's a reason for it, like you guys aren't going to know I have a reason to do this stuff, but you know, just making sure I'm vocal about it. So we're pretty much done with these tools at this point, so we can put them away. But let's take the clippers out. Now the next issue we have, and it happens to be existing in all this stuff, is we have these holes. All SD Gundams have them for some reason. There's always something with a hole. It's better in recent years, but it's still an issue. Pardon me, a little bit parched. That being said, here's how we're going to fix it. Let's see. Here you are. We're going to be filling in the holes with this stuff. It's contour putty. This is from Testers. Really, you can use any brand. I'm hoping this stuff's still in good condition because it did bust on me a while back on the bottom corner, but it seems like it sealed itself, so it might be okay. Actually, the glue busted, so I don't know if it busted or not. If it did, it looks like the glue may have sealed it. I'm putting on a glove for this just because I don't like the way this stuff feels. It feels weird to me. Let's try and get some out and see how it looks. Oh yeah, it's still in good condition. Okay. I really shouldn't have done that into the cap, but oh well, I'll get it out later. So let's start with this one. This is the easier part. We're just going to... hold on, let me get a tray out so we have somewhere to put this stuff. Always good to have trays on the backup. These are actually old beer can tops. But anyways, we're just going to take it and we're going to fill in the hole. Once you put some on the hole, just give it a quick tap down. We're just trying to get it in there really good. And then clean it up a little bit. And you can add some more. You're just trying to fill it in. See? Like that. Now, once that's done, it's going to be a little bit bumpy and stuff. Just let it sit. It needs time to dry. In this case, let's give it somewhere where I got plenty of airflow. I was actually getting ready to pull this thing down for some painting anyways. So now we're going to go on to this one. Now this one's obviously a bit more extensive. And because we won't be able to just pour it in, well, I mean we will, but because it's going to be different, I'm actually going to start the process here with you guys and finish it off camera, and you guys can come back and see how it turns out. I'm probably as nervous about this as you guys are. But just start by putting your tip in, giving it a squeeze, and getting as much out as you can to form your base. And you want to go up to over top of where you want it. Same thing down here. And in here. I don't know why it's becoming soupy the more I put out. It must be the content. It must be... I don't know. Never done that before. Maybe like getting bad. I don't know. I don't know if this stuff ever actually expires. Either way, we're just gonna keep going. Worst case scenario, I can just smooth it all off and it'll look a little weird on the back side, but once we paint over it, it won't matter. Now this one here on the back end, go over big time. Same with the front actually. It's okay to go over. We can cut it out. We're gonna be sanding it down anyways. God, that's a mess, isn't it? We're gonna be sanding all this down anyways, so it's no big deal. That's actually where that little thin sander I showed you guys comes into play at. So I know it looks like a mess, and I'm not gonna deny that it's a mess. It's definitely a hot mess. But we're just gonna try and pat it down a little bit in hopes that we don't ruin what we've already done. With the hope of that we don't ruin what we've already done. Ugh. Can't believe I turned off IBO to make this mess. I mean, I would have turned it off anyways later on to make a video, but I mean, obviously, I'm not doing painting this week. It's gonna take a while for all this to dry. I think they say to give it 48 hours. I can't remember. Let me see. It doesn't say exactly. It just says allow it to dry. So I'd say give it about 24 to 48 hours, and then you should be good to go. That being said, I would definitely make sure it has somewhere where it has plenty of airflow, like we're doing now. And there we go. And actually, one more piece we need to do this to now that I'm thinking about it. It's still in the box. Where is it? Aha. This one. We need to get this blade too, now that I'm thinking about it. So, round 3. Fight. These will actually fight. I don't think I can handle it right now. So, just 4. Just trying to fill it up really quickly. So, there we go. Like I said, it's a bit over, but we'll be using our knives and stuff like that to fix it. Knives. Our knife and our tweezers and stuff to fix it. So now we're just going to take this piece here. Put it directly on the blade. And boom. And you can put it directly on the blade because you don't need to worry about damaging the blade with what we're going to do later on. Anyways, that being said, like I said, this is just some standard stuff I do with almost all my builds. You know, fixing things and trying to improve things before I go on to the painting stage. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for another video. Next time we will definitely be going to painting. This was just, like I said, a little one-off that I noticed it needed to be done. One plus to doing this, by the way, guys, is because we did because we set the beam saber like this. When we go to paint this thing, because we'll be painting it phantom gray, and the sword will still be in its original color, we don't have to worry about painting the sword back to its original color, or taping or anything. It's a nice little bonus. And then, like I said, I mean, let me use this as an example. You can see that once we put this in here, it's going to be a really tight fit, so it's going to look really nice. Actually, let me give you guys a better view. See? Really nice, really tight. Anyways, that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe so you can join me for the rest of this little build adventure. Hey guys, real quick, I know this is the end of the video, and if you have to stay to see this part, thanks. But just a real quick announcement. Due to the situation involving the FCC here in the States and their issue with YouTube and whatnot, my videos are going to be on Facebook from now on. They're still going to come out every other Sunday, but I'm going to start posting to my Facebook page, the Grinding Gunpla page, and there'll be a link to the description. A link to the page in the description below. Whew, that should not have been as hard to say as it was. That being said, I want to apologize again. I know a lot of us use YouTube to consume this type of stuff, but unfortunately, like I said, with the legal situation being what it is, I mean, there's really not a lot I can do. It's mostly just to protect myself. That being said, appreciate you guys sticking through this, and I will catch you next time.